Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show that brings you up close and personal with your favourite stars of reggae and dancehall music, Jamaican popular culture, and people who've impacted society in a very big way. I am Shaun Cain. In this edition of the show, we'll speak with a Jamaican Canadian who has been spreading the Jamaican musical heritage globally for many years. Let's take a look. Reggae music continues to be a force to be reckoned with across the world. Thanks to the sons and daughters of Jamaica who have made it their duty to introduce the music to people wherever they go. David Tucker is a Jamaican-born Canadian citizen who is committed to ensure that the music becomes a familiar sound across Montreal, at least for now. David Tucker was born in Manchester, Jamaica, before moving to Canada as a young child. Upon arrival in the North American country, David was sent to a French-speaking school in Quebec. He told the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show that although he had known no French at the time, he was not fazed about the prospect of having to learn a new language. Young David flourished in his adopted country and started making friends. He said before long he was bilingual, which in later life improved his job prospects. While this was happening, David had slowly begun to develop a deep interest in music. He would use his lunch money and savings to start building his record collection. He had bought music by Burning Spear, Bunny Wailer, Bob Marley, Gregory Isaacs, Marcia Griffiths, and many others. The Canadian citizen says he just could not get enough of the music, and every time a new record was released, he was at the record shops, making sure it was added to his enviable collection. By the time he started working, he commenced exploring ways of sharing his collection with the public. It was then that the prospect of owning a sound system came to him. His budget was shared between buying turntables and other equipment for the sound system and continuing his record collection. At the age of 16, David was playing his records and sound system at weddings, christenings, birthday parties and other special occasions. His popularity soared, as his DJing skills were highly sought after in Montreal. The fame had prompted invitations for him to play in Chicago and other parts of the neighboring United States. Invitations were extended to him from as far away as London and Paris in Europe. However, in the midst of his DJing career, he became an engineer that works on aircraft. He says he loves everything to do with planes and flying, which also saw him marshalling aeroplanes. David feels that the sky is the limit. In fact, he will be testing that theory very soon, as he expects to receive his pilot's license in the very near future. Despite his plans to take off, David will not be leaving his music behind. He has been making beats and plans to start producing music for dancehall artists very soon. Welcome back. DJ Lexus, wagwan sir.
What's up? Welcome. Thank you.
It's all good, man. Nice talking to you, sir. I know DJ Lexus is a big name in terms of music and DJing and all that for a very long time, so it's really great having you on this platform chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.
But Lexus, you have been a DJ for most of your adult life. In fact, you have played music from almost every genre imaginable for more than 15 years. Did you at any point find another genre that was really trying to take reggae's place from the number one spot?
Hip hop and R&B for sure. I started to play hip hop a little bit after playing reggae for a number of years. And it started to take over, and I've been playing a lot of hip hop since then.
That is good, and I'm really glad that hip hop didn't win out. But I'm sure that it still has a very special place in your heart. But reggae is still at the top.
Absolutely.
That's really great. But you know what? You also DJed on the radio in Montreal in Canada. That is huge. What are some of the radio stations that you have worked for?
I've spent for a French radio program. It's called CIBL 101.5 FM. The radio station is no longer active right now. I believe that they closed down, they relocated somewhere else. But I was doing a pre-recording there from the nightclub that I was playing at Bar Saint Laurent. That was on a Thursday, and that span on pretty much over 10 years. And I was doing the pre-recording for that show, and they aired on every Saturday afternoon.
That was very big, and that covered the whole province, did it? Or it went beyond that?
It covered pretty much the whole of Quebec area and some part of Ontario and Ottawa area, and also every Thursday. It wasn't really my per se gig, but I went on the air just to help out, and after that it's become like 1 or 2 times I kind of get a chance to kind of do the show, and that was every Thursday from 3 to 5 on CKUT 90.3 FM, and that's at the McGill University. So it was me and my friend Flex, and together we had a DJ partnership, and we call ourselves Universal Flexes.
Flexes.
So it was Flexes. That was his real name, Flex, and my name was Lexus, right? So we unite together and we call ourselves Universal Flexes. And he joined me, and we started to spin together at the club, and then we started to do the radio program on Thursday, and which was really good because prime time. He was the host for the show, and he kind of led us on because it was a few years that he's been doing it, and sometimes you need a break, you can't be there all the time. So, and we were like kind of in the spotlight that time, so we took the interest in going there and wanted to know more and about studio work and radio station and stuff, and that's how I become kind of part of who I am right now, from going through all these, little avenues that gave us the opportunity to improve what we wanted to focus on, right? Our passion.
Important parts of the training process, and as a DJ you need that kind of start, that kind of exposure, because you build your confidence during the process. And even so, you have traveled the world and you've played music in many different locations, different countries as well. So bring us up to speed as to some of the places where you've been to, and you've played Jamaican music as well as the other genres that you actually listen to and you like to play. What are some of those places?
In my hometown here, I'm from Montreal. Everyone know that, Canada, which is a pretty vibrant city when it comes to reggae. Now, to excel and to move out of a comfort zone, it's always good to, travel and try to, but it's kind of hard sometimes if you don't really have that connection with producers or promoters and that would want to, but I had the opportunity to go to London, England, some parts in the States, and in the islands, and my favorite part was going to London. I had spent at 2 nightclubs there, and it was a great experience. And and back home here, I don't really do a lot of traveling anymore. With the family and settling down and kids and stuff. But now I feel like bringing it back to the crowd.
Yeah, that's how it is, because I just think that as you live, certain interventions happen in your life and they kind of change your priorities. So when you get the chance to really rejig all of that, then you find that your priorities will move again. And because you're so deep into your music, that will come back to the fore. And that's where you are now. I can see that. But while you do that though, do you ever find that you get booked for a venue and you felt that the partygoers would just not respond to you in a favorable way? You just feel like they're just standing up on you. Nobody's dancing, nobody's rocking. Has that ever happened to you?
Not technically. Not technically. I guess I could, if I could remember when I first started out as a DJ. There was, you're a young DJ, so you're not well experienced. So you might go to venues and stuff, and you might not really, bring it to how everyone would like for you to bring it. But you learn, and that's how you gain your experience from just being yourself and just, getting all the experience that you can, and, sometimes the music that you kind of have, because remember back in the days, you have to buy your own vinyl and stuff like that. So it's not all the music everyone requested they're going to be able to have. But nowadays, technology is up there. So it's kind of hard for the DJ not to please the crowd nowadays. But yes, I had times then that I didn't really do a good job, and it happens to the best of us. So, but now you're great enough experience, and it's been over 30 years. I've been spinning and on and off, in and out of the club and, events and stuff like that. But, it's an experience.
I get the feeling that you're well past that now, though.
Yes. Well, we all try to do everything right? There is not always a right or wrong into things. It's just basically make a move. Try. Listen, you got to try. You can't just sit there and not try. So if you find that your music is not pleasing to the people, right? You're not feeling it, because sometimes your energy could be up and down, right? So you just have to check yourself and check your energy and see what what's flowing around you, what's going on with you, right? And then once you do that, everything is good to go.
Lexus, you started spinning records from a very young age. In fact, from you were 16 years old. Where did that strong love for music come from?
Well, it came from back home in Jamaica. I grew up there. I was 13 when I moved here to Canada. And but back in Jamaica, my uncle, Uncle Wesley, he have a big sound. He play around town for neighborhoods, parties, beach party, everywhere. And I used to be a little guy and used to, helping him out, whenever I can, always around the sound system, playing music, trying to, beat pan and drum and, to go with the bass. And, so I always have a love of music. It's in the culture, Jamaican culture. Every kid grew up down there. It's either they're into athletic running and music, singing, dancing. That's our culture, and no one can take that away from us.
As you were saying that, I was thinking track and field, running, because I remember everywhere that we used to go, if I was going with a friend or my brother or anything like that, I would say, race me to that point, and they would just run off and you put everything into it to get to that point first. So it was always a part of what we do. So you're so right with that. Very interesting story there, Lexus. I can just imagine that this maintaining your DJ music system, your collection, all of that would be quite an expensive process, because you've got new songs coming out every day. You've got new hits every day. How do you maintain that? That must be quite expensive. Would you agree with that?
So expensive. I spend pretty much all of my money investing back into myself. It's just something that I've learned at a young age, was always to invest in oneself. So I always have that entrepreneur mentality, that mindset to always make my own, do my own thing. So spending my working, making money, put it back into myself, and then I'm out, start doing what I was put there to do, right? You know what my passion, you know, my heart tells me that this is what I need to be doing. So that's exactly what I set out to do. And I have a vision and I have a focus, and it got me so far, right? In between, you know, life, you know, situation and stuff. So, but I'm back on the train, and spending all my money buying records, it wasn't for no reason, right? It brought me peace of mind. It brought me safety. Look, I'm still standing, right? Healthy. You know, I could be like one of those unfortunate, you know, people that when they're younger, you know, they have nothing, no focus, no passion, no nothing, and they fall into the wrong the wrong crowd.
They get caught up. Yeah, wrong crowd. They get caught
music,
up, and some of them are not with us anymore because of
exactly. So music kind of kept me into my own headspace. It kept me creating things, because you can't stay the same. You can't be doing the same thing over and over. So you have to use what you have and work with it, and it will just gives you more idea to do much more other things and better things and better your life. And you never know. It could be just that it's a starter for me to get into producing, which that's the direction I'm proceeding, right? Pursuing. So right now I'm kind of grateful that I was into music, and I know from a young age exactly what I wanted to do. So that's what
and that's important, because lots of people, they're grown-ups now and they don't even know what they want, but you knew from a very long time, and you were very committed to it as well, because I know that when you started out with your sound system, you actually built that. So you took your own money and you bought a bit of power, you bought your mixing console, you bought your microphones, your turntables. You really injected a lot of money into getting started, and that worked out for you. But at that time you were doing it, what were you thinking? Were you just thinking about having your sound system, or were you watching the money to see, I think I'm spending too much on this? What was going on at that time?
It was all about having fun. When you're young, right? Everybody's like, you know, actually, we all have some kind of ego, right? And we tend to grow out of it, or some people don't. But yeah, it was like it was like have to be the best, you know, like I always have to have the number one track, you know, like I have to be like, you know, and doing my own remixes, trying to stay one step of everybody else, and it was competition, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
Competition.
Yes. You just have to be competitive.
You have to be.
Yes, to stay on top of the game.
Put you on your toes.
Yes.
Put you on your toes.
Because remember, these are places where people have to book you for shows. And if they're going to book you, you have to show them that you're better than anybody else. Therefore, they would not go to other people. They come to you
better
first.
Than everyone else, exactly. Yeah.
So you have to justify. Yeah, you have to justify your position. that is so. Yeah. But also, I know that you have lots of mixtapes. You used to have them, by the way. I don't know. Do you still have them? Because I know there was all some wicked mixes, you know. The DJ Lexus mixes, those are really sought after. Where are those now?
Well, I kind of have a surprise here for you. I'm gonna put it on video, but and it's like a stack of mixed CDs that I stacked up right here in front of me here.
Wow.
You know those CDs
Yes.
cases that you flipped over and you could buy like 100. They fit like 100 each. And yeah, these are all like some mixed CDs that like I had that I have here, and I you know, like all these mixed CDs.
Impressive.
You know, like I've collected every mixes that I made, right? But a lot of these mixes weren't even up online. I never put anything online because back in the days we didn't have any YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. So we start off making CD tapes, and then we moved to CDs.
Yes.
And,
I
do like I was also
just
a
CDs,
member, a DJ,
tapes. Yes, tapes first. Then you move to CD.
They call Culture Connection. I just put their CD right in front of the video just to show that they. I travel all over Canada with them to do their to promote their music, their mixes, their new tune that they come out with, you know. And I'm always there doing their music videos, and I was their DJ pretty much, putting on their tracks and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And yeah. And
that's really nice, and it's good that you preserved your work, so that you can show those to your children, you can show them to your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Boy, I'm pushing you far now, Lexus.
And I put like the tennis sock, you know, and then you know,
yes.
All,
because you've always been boasting about those.
And then I have
I can see
you know, Super Cat.
Tennis
I got them all here.
Wow.
You know, we like our late Dennis Brown, you know, like I got them all here. Everything.
Impressive.
I've been collecting vinyl since I was 16 years old, so I got a big collection. And I collect 45, 12-inch albums. Yeah, soca, reggae, you name it. And I inherit music too. So our family's a family of music, so from inheritance and stuff. So yeah.
Massive collection there. Wow, that is indeed impressive. So now that you've got MP3s and all of that now, the vinyls, so do they get a look in now? Do they get any attention at all? Do they see any action nowadays?
The vinyl? For me?
Yes.
I have a record player here, and I still play my vinyl once in a while. But for other DJs, they basically have their Serato and they have their setup, and they mix on the vinyl, you know. And but me personally, what I use right now, I use my mini disc MP3 player, and it's like a Newmark Serato mixer, and it's a tiny guy. It's tiny and it's perfect for me. I could travel with it. I could just throw in my carry-on and I'm gone. And I got my laptop with me with all my hit music that I have, and right now I do all the music and videos clips on Instagram. The artists, they contact me, and sometimes I just do like something small for them, and bless them up, and they bless me up, and we're all happy, right?
Yeah, that's very nice. You know, everybody supports each other, and then you just make the dream work.
Exactly.
Really, everybody involved, everybody getting something out of it.
For sure.
Yes.
Help. We have to help each other, you know.
Of course, you have to. Yeah, definitely. Well, you know what, Lexus, you started very young, because you mentioned that you started around about 16 or thereabouts. I can imagine at that point your mother was still very much involved in the direction in which your life was going. So what did she have to say about your decision to become a music selector?
Well, actually. She didn't really have any say in it, right? Because it's something that I wanted to do, right? So she was okay with it. Once I'm not into trouble or anything, but I've been living on my own since ever since I was 17 years old. I live on my own, so I've been pushing my own keys and going to school, spinning my tunes, working, and yeah. So I've been on the grind since I was 17 years old, and
so you were doing your thing for a very long time. Great.
I was doing my thing for a very long time. Very, 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 very at a young age. Yes. Yeah, I was one of those kids that knows exactly where they want to be and where they want to go, and there was nothing gonna stop me, right? But, just straight for it, yeah. Well, my grandmother was very dearest to me because my mother left and came to Canada, you know, for work and stuff when I was young, around 4 years old. And I was living with my grandmother at that time, so I was always around her. And she always told me that I was gonna be a music man, just do the way I always, you know, around music, always want to hear music and singing and dancing and beating pan, and so she already knew that I was gonna be a music DJ or something to do with music. So she came to Canada and she lived with us for a number of years, and then she relocated back in Jamaica, and then she had some difficulty, you know, health issues, and she passed away in 2010, and it was a very sad moment for me.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. So were you able to attend her sort of homegoing funeral sort of thing?
And see, that's what hit me the hardest, right? Because I wasn't able to see her when she was going. So, but I know that she's still there, and she's in my heart, and she speaks to me all the time. She always gives me encouragements. I don't know, for some reason I'm that kind of person that I was always be gifted with seeing things and just have a good what's the word? I can't find my words.
Is it kind of a sense of instinct to be able to discern things?
Yes. And I was always gifted to know what's going on around me, around my surface, around my...
Really?
You know?
Really? So how do you detect these things? Do you see something? Do you feel something? Do you hear something? How do you know all these things?
Well, I often sense, feel, and just by energy, you know? And so and sometimes it's just flashes I don't get, right?
Just flashes, right.
I don't know.
So it's like a memory, something like that.
Well, it happens a little bit more often than usual, but it all depends on how relaxed I am and what I'm thinking at the time.
Yes. Well, that's very interesting and very good, and I'm glad that you can still sense things, you can still feel her presence, and you just know that connection is still there, whether or not she's somewhere else, but that connection is still with you. That's a blessing, man. That's a blessing, Tucker. That's a blessing. But you were born in Jamaica and you moved to Canada when you were still a young child. How did you find adjusting to life in a very different place, a place that was extremely cold, and also it was foreign? You heard a sound around you, a language, French, that you didn't speak. How did you manage to make the adjustment to the point whereby you're smiling, you're laughing, you're getting by, you're working, you're living with people, you're shopping, and everything is just normal again? How did you manage that?
It was tough, you know. It was a culture shock, you know, coming to Canada. You know, there is a lot of different sound around me, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, you know.
Yes.
And then my mom told me that it's French, you know, and I'm gonna have to go to school and learn to speak French, you know. I'm like, oh yeah, so do you know how to speak French? She's like,
Yes.
like, no, but you're gonna have to, you know. But yeah, it was just the experience. I think everyone should experience, you know, be able to go anywhere they so feel like it, right? Once they're able to pay your way, right? Because you know the modern life is paying your way. You know, money. Everybody's talking about money. But yeah, coming to Canada was a great experience for me. I get to witness, you know, the cold, you know, the freezing cold and the snow and the different cultures around here, especially Montreal. Montreal is one of the most balanced, like diverse, you know, communities with people span from all over the world, and it's so important that, I mean, Montreal is kind of getting to the point that it's very important to the community that they treat all the different ethnicity the way we should be. Everyone wants to be treated, right? So for it doesn't matter if you're from India, from France, Italy,
even Europe, yes.
Europe, anywhere. You know, we all need to be treated fairly and equally, and that's what we stand for. So
Very important.
Montreal
very
is not too bad with that, you know.
But DJ Lexus, I am aware that you are very much interested in things aviation, just as you are interested in your music. In fact, you're currently marshalling planes, and occasionally you get under their wings and into their bellies and probably into their brains and God knows wherever else you get with these planes. How did you manage? How did that come about?
Well, it's been a passion of mine since I was like 16, 15, 16 years old. And probably early before that, you know. I think way before that. Because, you know, every kid want to fly in a plane, right? Every kid want to ride on a fire truck. You know?
Yes,
I don't know about driving a police car, though. But, yeah.
And a soldier lorry, you don't know about that bit.
Yeah,
I'm not sure we move. I'm not sure we would dream about things like those, the soldier lorry and the police business. I'm not sure. But you know, yes, not too keen on those. Yeah, but tell us a little bit more about the aviation involvement.
Yeah, so the aviation, you know, so when I was younger, I always tend to like gravitate around planes and stuff like that. So at a young age, I went to a career exploration to the base, Air Canada base in Montreal here. And I went to go visit, you know, how the whole and the Bombardier plant in Air Canada area, how they make the plane, how they do everything, and I was just so fascinated, even more fascinated, and so it's something that I always wanted to do, and I started my career after getting out of the technology company, because I did a few jobs over my years, you know, just to build your your qualification, your experience,
and establish yourself,
working around different people.
Yes,
you know, so from camp counselor to working at Pizza Hut to working as a mover, DJ, security. Right? From security to construction, from construction to working at an advanced technology company. I was a technician. I was working for this advanced technology company, and we make sapphire for LED lights. So your phone that you have, your TV, so we make stuff for Philips, Sony, BMW, Mercedes, the Army, whatever. And I have these these machines that I cut these crystal wafers in. So I'm in like checking in microscope. Well, I'm a scientist, right? A labist. So so I do that, and from that spanned on to the aviation. When after I relocated back to Montreal, I started back into aviation, and now I'm taking courses and doing my training for to be a pilot. So soon I'll be up in the air flying with the birds.
You'll be among the birds, I tell you. There's a touch of
the birds flying.
Yeah, there's a touch of DJ Lexus everywhere you can think of. There's DJ Lexus in bulbs, in light bulbs, the DJ Lexus in music, in airplanes. Where is pizza, making our pizza? Well, this man, you've done everything.
Everything. And I think it's important that everyone should stay on their level. You know, don't try to jump ship or jump ahead of yourself, right? Because that's what happened. People want to get rich fast. They want to jump ahead of themselves. They don't respect the elders and respect the people that come before them to even know what they learn and see where they're coming from, and so you could add to it, because that's what you're supposed to do. It's not that they know more than what we know now,
true,
or vice versa. Yes. It's just that it's something to start from.
That is just really great. But then let's get back to the music a bit now. You are, as you said, you're kind of reinventing yourself, and you're looking for new ways to diversify your music involvement, and you're making beats now. So not just listening to and playing music, but you're making beats as well. How do you find that experience?
I'm pretty confident at this point. I've been working on a few rhythms, and but I'm just basically stacking up my rhythms right now. I don't ready to release anything. There's a time for everything, like I say. You know, you don't want to.
Yes, definitely so. Yes.
Jump the ship too quick, right? You know.
That's rather impressive. You've done so much in your life there, in terms of your music, you are producing, your aviation involvement. It's just really great. DJ Lexus, it was indeed a pleasure talking to you. But before I let you go, I always like to challenge my guests to see how much they know about reggae and dancehall music. And it's your turn to do that now. You know a lot about music. You fly down to Jamaica and you collect your vinyl and you do this and your mixtapes and everything. So you make some big talk hitters. So we've got to see how strong those talks are. So I always ask questions from this book. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. It's written by myself. It's currently available on Amazon. Also, if you're more of an app person, the Android version of the app is currently available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app, you can download it. And also, this book is available in Jamaica from Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. So many places that you can get a copy of this. So, DJ Lexus, you ready, sir?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, sir. All right. First question comes this way, sir. Now, this question goes, name the singer who describes life's burdens and trials as many rivers to cross. The options are Freddie McGregor, Jimmy Cliff, Sugar Minot, and Burning Spear.
Jimmy Cliff.
All right, sir. All right, sir. Okay, no problems. Nothing more I've got to say about that apart from it's correct, sir. Yeah, well, listen, the man is even singing, you know.
My favorite, one of my favorite artists. That's
Jimmy Cliff is big, man. Trust me. Inspirational artist.
When I was small, man, and I saw that movie there when
the harder they come. Yes, the harder they come.
It was dangerous, man.
Yeah, Jimmy is wicked, man. All right, sir. So the man's on his thing, man. You're well on it, brother. You know your stuff, brother. DJ Lexus, we can't fold you, so we can't catch you out or anything like that. The man is just on it. Now, these questions were taken from this book, Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book, written by myself. It's currently available from Amazon. It's also available at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. If you're more of an app person, the Android version of the app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app and you have lots and lots of fun learning about reggae and dancehall music. So DJ Lexus, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And also thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to leave a comment so that we know how we're doing. And don't forget to press the bell so that when we've got new shows uploaded, you'll be the first to know about this. Until next time, I'm Shaun Cain saying thanks for watching. See you soon.
Yeah, man, that's good, man. Yeah, respect, man.